Welcome to Leaving Crazytown with Finn and Sarah.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to Leaving Crazytown. We're obviously doing a dedication show to the Sober Not Mature boys. And had a great time with them a week ago. Oh, sorry, man. I know I call them, they seem like boys. Okay.
Don't even listen to her.
Don't even listen to me.
I thought they were very mature.
Not really. None of us really are. Okay, so we're doing an episode today called...
Dedicated to Sober Not Mature.
Dedicated to Sober Not Mature called...
I couldn't figure out of a better line to describe me.
Then?
Sober, not mature.
He's the one where I was telling you guys it's his favorite t-shirt. And I think for a lot of guys in program it's
I'm even trying to channel, you know. It's a little light, but I'm working on it.
The beard go.
Pretty soon it's going to be down to here. I'm going to look just like, which one's this dude? Oh, wait, there was no video, so we don't know.
Oh my God. All right, so we were going to do an episode called I Wanna, which is basically based on an old pamphlet called King Baby about, you know, the lack of maturity and development with alcoholics. It's an old pamphlet, but we just thought about how we, as people in recovery, when we want something, we go into denial and we just keep pushing it and wanting it and wanting it, and it keeps not working out. And it takes a while for us to realize this ain't working. I need to change my behavior. So did you think of an example, Bud? I know I have one example, and then we can give kind of some solutions. What's your example? I mean, besides addiction, right? I mean, I Wanna is booze, cocaine, you know, all the things I did, sex, all the things I did and had no thought about. I mean, addiction is basically an I Wanna disease. But
did you really want to hear what came up with? Because, you know, hey, what do you think, Finn? Blah, 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 blah.
Well, in recovery, when we put down the addictions, we still want to stop because denial is still operating. All right, go ahead.
There's nothing wrong with wanting stuff. Come on, I want what I want, and I want it yesterday. What I find, though, is when I get what I want, it's not what I wanted. There's something else. There's always just this, like, joy of wanting.
Yes.
Actually, I don't know if it's joy. It's like a need to always feel like everything I want. What I really want is 72 and sunny inside, or as the Sober Not Mature guys say, strawberries and orgasms. And nothing on the outside that I want is getting me that, but I keep thinking something is going to bring that joy to me.
The next thing. It's the next thing. It's the
next woman.
The next car. Say the next car. Thinking about vehicles. The next car, the next boyfriend, the next cupcake, the next...
scoop of ice cream.
Yeah, the next scoop of ice cream. Those are more the addiction things. But that thing like, oh, when I buy a house, I'll be happy. When I...
Get married,
I'll be happy. When I have a child, I'll be happy. And really, it's always an inside job.
My favorite marriage thing is when you know this couple and they never get along and they're like, all of a sudden they're announcing their wedding. Like, they got engaged. And I'm like, oh, you know, they think that's going to fix it.
Everything's going to fix it. The part about the I Wanna piece that I was going to give the example of is where in recovery we still can go into denial about our behaviors. So for example, what happened to me was, so I want to exercise. I like to exercise. I want to be fit. And I found this form of exercise, this Pilates class, that I thought was the solution to all my problems. Okay.
It absolutely is.
So I kept going, and then I would be at the chiropractor. Then I would have to fix this problem. Then I would be...
much so that when Sarah would tell me she had a chiropractic appointment, I would write, oh, did you go to Pilates?
I wanted Pilates to be the answer to my fitness. And literally, I'm not kidding, I went for 6 months several years ago. I stopped because I was having all these neck issues. And for some reason, like 6 months ago, that didn't come into my consciousness. And I went, I think I'll go back to Pilates. I wonder why I stopped. Within 2 months, I'm going to the chiropractor constantly, and I finally...
well, you make it sound so simple, because my experience with your Pilates, if you don't mind me
Go
sharing,
ahead.
is I went to Pilates yesterday. I feel amazing. And then the second day after that, oh my God, I can't move. I can't do Pilates anymore. And then off to the chiropractor. And then a week later, oh, I went to Pilates. I forgot how good it felt. And then 2 days later, I can't move, off to the chiropractor, and then...
Okay, so this is sounding very much like addiction, actually. God, well, in a way, like I'm doing this thing, I feel good temporarily, but then really when reality hits, which it's not working, I have to face the truth. And we don't like to face the truth. It was very painful to face the truth that Pilates wasn't my answer. I know this sounds crazy, but I think you guys can identify with this. I'd like everybody watching thinking of something that you think has been the solution, whether it's drugs or alcohol or a certain exercise or whatever. It doesn't work out, but you don't want to face it.
Oh, I'm on a food plan one day. The next day I'm going to intuitively eat, which means ice cream and cookies. And then I'm on a food plan again. Then I'm like, you know what? I think I'm a food addict. Nope. 2 days later, no, I'm just not eating intuitively. I need to sit with my, and I don't know, cycle round and round, and then 30 pounds later, boom. Oh, man, I don't know what happened. Well, that intuitive eating, that's what gets you.
But you know what it is?
I want my ice cream.
We want what we want, even when it causes us pain. But this is the thing, whether it's addiction or something in recovery, like it makes me think of certain relationships, like having patients that have certain marriages or certain relationships, and they want it to work, but they're not happy in it. But they keep going back and back and back, and yet to face the truth of it would mean to feel the loss. And that's always the trouble, right? For me to face the truth that Pilates isn't the answer, then I have to feel whatever, shame about my body, or finding another answer, or whatever I have to acknowledge and feel. That's the issue right there. So
it's just uncomfortable, peak, stop the behavior, get back into the comfort zone, peak, aggravated with it. Same thing with relationships, like, oh, this is intolerable. Then you kind of forget about it. Then you're in this like, oh, it's fine. Oh, no, I can't, it's just anything to avoid.
Sounds like the cycle of addiction.
I know.
And or / the intermittent reward system. We talk about the intermittent reward system in the book, which is based on slot machines and why they're addictive, because you win, but then you lose. But then just when you're about
to quit,
oh, the change comes down. And that intermittent reward system is really highly, highly addictive. So it keeps us in it.
So it's not that we're immature. We're just addicts.
All right. So the thing that helped me, which is going to sound awful, is I got in enough pain. I mean, we don't always want that to be the solution.
I don't like pain.
The other thing is I had to face reality. And again, we don't like to face reality. What's a gentler way we could recommend to folks to face reality? Think of the facts.
Stick of the facts, but we could also ask our friends to send us screenshots of all the texts about the particular activity.
Finn was going to send me screenshots of how many times I was going to the chiropractor after Pilates. But the thing is, you guys, we know that you can relate to this. We know even if you've gotten sober from drugs and alcohol, very often we're doing other behaviors that aren't working, that we have a hard time facing. So what we'd like you guys to do
is get off the hamster wheel.
Get off the hamster wheel. Write in the comments, write in the chat. What are you guys doing that's not working, but you're really having a hard time facing reality? And maybe what we can say is baby step. Do a little baby step. Take a baby step. Take one little action step to get out of it.
Acknowledge and admit it. That's the first step for me. But
right, but that might only last for 2 hours. Usually action steps might help.
Like what? Don't eat the ice cream?
Think of an alternative. Like,
sit with your
what can I do instead? Distraction, right? I mean, there's a zillion tools.
Reach out and call someone.
Write about it. Sometimes, and I say this also in the book, when I first got sober, I went to movies all the time. And I'm telling you, there's something about a movie where you get off the mental track you're on. By the way, I went to Mission Impossible the other night, and we're on a tangent. We're going to have to wrap this up. It was freaking epic. Talk about high. I literally left that movie. I felt stoned because of the adrenaline. It was so good. So if you're an addict, you'd love it. All right. We are leaving Crazytown. Fasten your seatbelts.
We're
we
outta
love
here.
the Sober Not Mature guys. Try to just look at some of your behaviors and think of something that you might want to change. But if you're not changing, we love you anyways. Keep coming back. Subscribe.
We're out of here.
We're out of here.